hope this is just a funny picture. All right, we're going to move on, and we're going to talk some independent film right now with one of my favorite independent filmmakers and a good friend of mine. He is a native Wisconsinite who makes his home in Los Angeles currently. I believe he hails from the Eau Claire area, but he is a Wisconsin boy through and through. I don't know that, Conrad. He might hate Wisconsin. He's from here. I just ask him?
How could you hate Wisconsin?
I don't. I don't know. I think that should be our first question. I want to ask Nathan about his movie and also why he hates Wisconsin. But let's do that right now, and let's bring him in. This is Nathan Deming, the writer-director behind the film February, which you can catch this weekend at the Milwaukee Independent Film Awards. Nathan, why do you hate Wisconsin?
I don't. You're putting words in my mouth. Hey, you can see I made it out of the ice fishing tent.
Okay, so I got to give some background. When I host a show on PBS Wisconsin, and every year we do a film festival episode, and we preview films of the Wisconsin Film Festival. And Nathan's film, February, which is playing this weekend at the Milwaukee Independent Film Awards, was also at the Wisconsin Film Festival last spring. And when I had him on Director's Cut, this is the advantage of interviewing a filmmaker. You look like you were really in either an igloo or an ice shanty or something, and you had a coat on and a hat, and you had a fishing pole over the stream. Tell us what that was about.
Well, the film is all about ice fishing, so I thought it'd be fun to Skype you. I always say Skype. Do you do that with words?
Yes.
That's the one burned in my brain. I'm Skyping right now.
I'll make a Xerox, and we can.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to chat with you from Lake Altoona, and that's what I did until you informed me that there was no ice currently in Wisconsin at the time.
It's a rough winter for the ice fishermen. No, but you were actually in your apartment in LA, and you had a tent set up in your living room.
Yeah, it was like 90 degrees, and I was wearing like a big jacket, and I think if you remember, it was like kind of a slow show, so I sat there for like an hour questioning my entire life. I do this.
I hope it put a few more butts in the seats at the very least.
Yeah.
I appreciated your commitment to your film and giving a little variety to the show. So that was fun. But you're in another film festival this weekend, buddy, the Milwaukee Independent Film Awards. Are you coming in for that?
I'm coming in for that. They're doing a Q&A.
Nice.
It sounds like it's going to be a fun, like a lot of people from around Wisconsin. So excited to bring the film to Milwaukee. And I mean, the film is about, well, you know what it's about, but it's part of my year project, my big grand scheme to make a film for every month of the year. So this is February, which is number 2 for people keeping track.
So how is March coming along?
March, I have March written. I have up to June ready.
Wow.
Locked in the barrel. But
look at you.
I'm working on a feature right now, so getting that prepped, and then I'll return to my my month of the year.
To your months.
Yeah.
So you're coming in. That's exciting. Can you tell people who might be listening who aren't filmmakers, talk about the film festival experience for an indie filmmaker? Why is it so great for someone like you or someone who makes an independent film?
Well, the independent film right now, I mean, obviously it's a pretty rough time for the industry in general. And a lot of people like me, I mean, you do it because you love it, and it's so hard. There's so many. The best place to feel like a filmmaker is at a film festival, bringing your film out for the first time. Wisconsin Film Festival is great. I love that they promote local filmmakers so much, and there's nothing like seeing your film with a crowd. So I'm really excited for Milwaukee this Saturday at 1 p.m. for my film. But the whole event, I think, runs from 10 to 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So.
Yeah, we had Ezekiel Drews on last night who talked about the venues. It sounds like it's the inaugural event for the whole deal, the entire film festival. So that's exciting. And then you're doing a Q&A. Where is your film playing? What venue are you at?
We're at UW Milwaukee, the Union Cinema.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. That's your hood, Conrad. You were talking about that last night.
Yeah.
He went to UWM. That's his favorite theater. Good sound?
Good sound.
Okay. So that's exciting, Nathan. So, all right. So tell us, you made a feature film several years ago that I'm in, and that's a disclaimer. I play, what's my name again? Dan
Fogelman.
Dan Fogelman. Yeah, that was a fun part to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a mega church pastor. That was like a dream role for me. And it was fun. It was really fun to work with you and watch you direct. I was more blown away that you were able to make a feature film on such a small budget and do it and just see your vision through. It's so hard to make a feature film, even with a big budget. But to watch you pull that off with what you did, and now people can watch it, right? Is it out there on different platforms?
Yeah. It's out. It's on Amazon. It's on Tubi. It's on Vudu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking in Tongues.
Speaking in Tongues. Yeah. Check it out. It's a great film. And Nathan, was that the only feature film you've done so far?
That's the only feature film so far. Yeah.
Okay. If you could, what would you rather do? Like, if money were no object, would you rather make short films or feature films?
Feature films.
Okay.
Films. Well, February, as you remember, is also kind of in an in-between space anyways. It's about 48 minutes long, so kind of like a novella film or long short. Yeah.
So, all right, you're working on March, which is the next installment in the months. And what sort of propelled you to make a movie set in every month? And they're all in Wisconsin, correct?
Yeah, they're all in Wisconsin. Well, it sort of started because I was having such trouble getting another feature going because of some darn pandemic that started sometime after I finished my feature. And I just had a larger project fall through, and I had all these stories. I have a lot of stories I would like to tell about Wisconsin, and I hate these like film rules, the demands of a film, like what's that word? Plot. I don't love plot. No, I like plots. Everybody's got a plot, but I like tying in bigger conceptual themes and playing with time and how our environment affects us, because every month of the year really affects us, And February to me is about the doldrums. It's about, you're kind of like, feels like the furthest point between fall and summer. Like
it's the worst.
Totally forgotten about the holidays, and you're just waiting for everything to thaw, which is where we catch up with our character, who's a very new immigrant to Wisconsin and never been in winter before and just hating it. He's just struggling to fit in until he stumbles on ice fishing, and it kind of helps him warm up.
I love that story. Yeah, I agree. February is like the Tuesday of months. It's just awful. So you went to film school. Do you recommend film school to aspiring directors, or I've heard other people who got money from their parents and they said, go make a movie. That's your film school. Those are the urban legends. And then others that actually go to film school. Is there a difference? Like, if you just make a film, is that education enough, or do you really need the benefits of film school, in your opinion?
That's a good question. Also, I'm realizing that I put my display name as Nate N8, and now it's live.
I saw that. I thought you were like doing a rap album or something. I didn't know.
That's a good question. So I went to film school in London because of a filmmaker named Mike Lee, who's also a huge inspiration for, I guess, every one of my films. I love him so much. If you guys don't know him, check him out. Secrets and Lies, Vera Drake. One of the best British filmmakers there is. And I've asked that question to myself a lot, because film school is very expensive. And then I couldn't stay in the UK because of like work visa stuff. So I went to LA basically in the same bucket as a million people also who hadn't gone to film school. It's probably just everybody for their own journey, right? Like,
yeah,
there was a million things I was super grateful to experience and learn in an environment like that I probably would not have pieced together on my own. So for me, it was good. Maybe for somebody else, it's not so good.
I honestly, I don't see how you could go wrong with that, going to film school. I mean, you can still make a film too when you're done, but to me, there's just way too many benefits based on people I've talked to. My guest is Nathan Deming. He's a Wisconsin native and a writer-director living in Los Angeles. Currently, he will be in Milwaukee this weekend to screen his film February, a short film, which you said is like a hybrid. It's 40-some minutes long, but very, very interesting film. Pardon me. I think I'm allergic to something. Conrad, is that coat mohair?
What?
You're wearing that huge coat. I think I might be allergic to it. I had to blame it on something. So you were raised in Eau Claire, right, Nathan, or in the area? Toma, that's right. Okay, so
On the road.
how did that, like, I had a kind of a split experience. I was in a very big city for the first part of my childhood, and then I moved to a small town in Marinette. And I feel like at times that gave me comedic sensibilities or maybe a melancholy writing sensibility or something. What did being raised in Toma do for you as an artist? Like, what is in your soul from your upbringing that you bring to a script or a moving picture, so to speak?
That's a good question, Pete. I do feel like it's coming out more the older I get, the more I write. I just kind of go back because I haven't lived in Toma for a long time now. Not to touch on something too topical, but with the election this last week, I felt kind of grateful for my Toma upbringing just to feel like I understand. There's a huge divide right now, and I feel like I fully understand both sides because a lot of my friends in LA are like totally confused how this could happen.
Very interesting.
I feel like I'm like, no, I understand. I completely understand both sides of the chat.
That's fascinating that you say that because we are polarized, but then there are people on other sides of the aisle who help people out of a ditch or, just do stuff in our good neighbors. That's what I think living in Wisconsin and in a smaller community, for me anyway, politics isn't like the big national, we believe this, we don't believe this. You're just in a community where you try to figure out problems.
Well, and like I'm kind of trying to say with my films, ultimately my bigger message, I think, with the year stuff is that I think there is more that unites us than divides us. But our environment completely informs us. So people who, live in a rural life have a completely different sense of priorities.
Correct.
People in LA and New York. So
that's it's interesting. I mean, that's what I'm kind of trying to do here every night is just let's talk about movies and comedy and music and like the things that unite us.
Nice. Yeah.
Do you have our question tonight, Nathan? And can you stick around after we do a quick break?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. But our question tonight, I think we have time to ask you this before we go to the break. I don't know if you heard about this. Barbenheimer 2.0 is happening next week in Glick. And our question tonight is, what are you looking more forward to seeing, Wicked or Gladiator 2? I say Wicked. I'm very excited to see Gladiator 2, but I feel like we've kind of seen it, or I have an idea of what it will be. Wicked, the buzz is ridiculous. Conrad agrees. The texts have been kind of split down the middle. What are you looking most forward to seeing?
Well, why are we calling it Glicked and not Wadiator?
Because that sounds obscene. Nathan just created a sex term on Nite Lite.
Wadiator.
I like that.
I have a bone to pick with Wicked. Have you been watching the trailers?
No, but tell it. We've got about 30 or 40 seconds before we have to go to break. So you can either hold it, or if it's quick, you could tell us.
Well, very quick. I like Wicked. I saw Wicked in high school. I remember how big Wicked is. They have been hiding the fact that it's a two-parter film.
Yes.
So after I got burned with Horizon this summer, I'm not into the hidden two-parter.
Well, and Costner's was like a 4-parter, and they were all 3. That's longer than a TV season. That's ridiculous. All right, we'll get to this. We'll pick it up here when we come back. Nathan Deming is here. He is a native Wisconsin filmmaker and the writer-director behind the film February. We'll talk more with Nathan in just a couple of minutes. This is Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.